topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Mindset Marketing Mastery, the show that brings you the top speakers in the marketing and video industry. With your host, Marie Mason.
Oh my gosh, I just love that music. How are you doing? I'm so excited for today's
How are
show.
you, Mary?
I'm fantastic, even though I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning finishing up the script.
Welcome, everybody. How are you
Yeah.
going?
I don't know. Let us know what you've been up to, because oh my gosh, in the US it's fall, and we're gearing up for the holiday seasons. Oh my gosh, I am so not ready for the holidays. How about you? Are you ready for the Christmas and all those crazy holidays in between? Oh, golly. I mean, Thanksgiving is coming up for the US in November, and Canada already celebrated their Thanksgiving this last week. So, oh my gosh, every country's got a holiday coming
There
up.
you go.
So,
We are already at the end of this crazy year.
I
Like,
know.
you know, almost at
And
the end of October. How did it happen?
I
And we
don't
are
know.
all also, oh my gosh, this is the end, Mary, of this season for the Marketing Mindset Mastery radio show as well.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
we're in season 8. We're at the end of season 8. I am so shocked. This is like episode 80.
We're not
I'm
going
really-
anywhere. We want to let you know, guys, that we are staying here. So we are just starting another season very soon. So stick with us, and
Yep.
we get you informed with everything. But today we are last episode of the season. So we're going to do the second episode of wrapping up everything with a lot of tips and bringing up tips. Oops, my computer. Bringing
Gotta
up
love
some
those
tips
snappers.
from previous episodes, and we have also the quiz today too. So you have to stick with us and answer the question, and you will win some prizes.
Right. And before we even tell them the prizes, if you are watching on the replay, that's okay, because I know a lot of people are in different time zones that
Yeah.
are watching this. You could still answer the questions and get a prize. So if you answer it correct, we will give you a message back and say, "Oh, you won the prize," and then we'll message
Yay.
you privately, or give you you can also email me at marievmason@gmail.com, and you can also learn how to get your prize that way. So we'll make sure you get that information. So no worries. Our prizes are not like physical, like handing you to a mug or something this time. It's all
Are
about
better than
they're
that.
better than because they'll last longer. So, and they're better for you. So, Plinny, without further ado, would you like to announce the prizes?
Absolutely. So we have 2 prizes from you, Mary, and 2 prizes from me.
So you get to pick.
There you go. And you have also to pick the one. So we have these 4 prizes, right? But
Right.
when you win, you can even choose which one you prefer. How's this like? So we have one lucky winner that can have from Mary free access to her self-paced marketing course. Mary, this is huge.
Yeah, it is. It's a big value too. I mean,
It's a big
worth
one.
a lot. Yeah.
Then another prize for Mary for a lucky winner will be a free assessment of your business model or webinar readiness.
Yep.
So you're already doing something, and Mary will tell you what can you improve or what you needed to keep that way. That's great.
Exactly. And it's good to know, especially when we're getting up towards the end of the year, and how in January we always are setting goals for the next year, right? So this is a good time, the last quarter, is to assess where you are and where you want to be. So whether it's in the business model, it's either a webinar, or even in your marketing, though we're focusing more on the webinars and in the business model. But I'm like, it's really, really good to kind of get clarity on where you want to go for the next quarter. And then
Yeah.
that will push you and propel you into the next year, because you want to do those 90-day sprints and those year-long sprints and the ones in between, because it's all about getting momentum. I think it is for your business, no matter
Yeah.
where you're at. So that's what it is about. We're all gearing up since we're all making it, wanting to make a big huge impact in our businesses, and we want to be able to scale it and grow it. So the next season is all going to be about growth in your business and scaling it.
Yeah.
I think that's what we
Sounds
should.
good.
I think we talk about that after the show. But anyway, so would
Absolutely.
you like to make?
We have
So
the
what are the
two
what are
more.
your yeah?
Yeah. I'm
What are your
offering,
prices?
talking about where you are at now with your business, I am offering a free winner, lucky winner, a free video star roadmap assessment.
That's good.
You don't know where you are at. Today, we are talking about video roadmap, okay?
Yeah,
So,
which is
using the
perfect.
videos for your business
Hmm.
and how to use them with marketing and the tech stuff and all that stuff, all that jazz. I'm offering an assessment. It means that I will tell you where you're at now in really a map, a roadmap, and what are the steps that you needed to make to go from where you are now to be a video star
Right.
on your business. And a second prize is a video and voice discovery call. So you can ask me anything there, and not only it will be an assessment, but will be also a few tips and advice on your very next step to work on your video and the voice is so important.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. And they're both valuable because, oh my gosh, again, it's all
Yeah,
about finding out where you're at and where you need to be, and then choosing whether or not to work with us to help us get you to the next level, right, Planning? Because it's all
I think
about,
it's really
yeah,
important. Yeah,
it's
because
really important.
when you are an entrepreneur or business owner, uh, sometimes what you're missing is not learning the next step. Yeah,
Right.
it's not, sorry, learning the next thing. It's really knowing where you are at, because everybody are in a different place and want to go to a different place. So it's really important. It's like a maze. So knowing where you are now and where you want to go, told by an expert, well, I think that will make the difference. So you don't make steps that are wasted and without any reason for your own business, right?
Exactly. And we have two multiple choice questions, so they'll be really easy, and it's all based on information you're hearing on today's show.
Yeah,
So it's
easy
super
peasy,
easy,
right?
easy peasy. I did change it up a little bit in how I did it this week, so it's not going to be the same pattern as last week. So you have to kind of pay attention a little bit more. So
Yeah, stick with us.
anyway, without further
Starting
ado,
out.
we better get going or we're going to be really behind. And so, everyone, buckle up and get ready. I'll start off with the first one and we'll go from there. And Pliny is going to give us some cool examples too. So, I'm excited about that. So, anyway, let's get rolling, okay? Because I have so much to share and I'm going to try to trim it down so that we can get everything in for the show today. So, the first, we got 4 key steps. Uh, we got 8 steps total in how to create your video roadmap, and we're going to start with 4 topics, and we're going to share the speakers that talked about those topics with you, and then at the end of the segment, we'll give you an announcement about something really cool coming up, and then also a question for you guys. So let's buckle up and get started. So, real quick, Regina Robinson has been on our show at least twice and is an amazing speaker. And she talked about learn how to create your unstoppable confidence on and off the stage. Because I
Yeah,
think Pliny would agree, confidence is key,
absolutely.
right? So here's her 3 tips. And I only gave her 3 tips because she had so much to share and I had to pick the top ones. So really, let's get a really definition about what unstoppable confidence is because she gave so many valuable tips. Let's just start with that. So first is the key is during this time is for us to focus on working on everything all the time in becoming a stronger person of who we are, and that starts from within. Because when you have it within, it's always going to shine on the outside. Um, but that's not possible when you have people that see you as a persona so let's say, um, well, I think I should have checked my way of putting this because I was transcribing something, the video and the script, trying to get the wording right, and I don't think I got this
Well, we
one
can
right.
keep it like, yeah, but Regina talked about this like for long time.
Right, so I'm
So
trying
it's
to
really
like
hard
snapshot
to pick
from
like
this.
what's the key of that. You have to
Yeah,
go and check all the episode. We
really.
suggest you check her out as well. Um, but yeah, the key of definition of unstoppable confidence is that you have to work even harder to build because you're not actually loving and appreciating who you really are. So you have to check
Exactly.
on yourself and check out what you're saying about yourself.
Right. It's all
Because
about
so yeah,
that positive or negative talk that you have in your head, like that mental ping pong, like,
hmm,
the good
yeah,
cop, bad cop, kind of, or, feeling on your shoulders. I mean, what's the program that you're saying to yourself? And I think that's what she was trying to allude to too. So I'm glad you and
yeah,
I were on the same page on that. But the long story short of it is you do need to be able to appreciate who you really are as a person, and oh my gosh, let yourself shine as as your authentic self. I think that's
yeah.
what she was really trying to share. So thank you for that clarification, because I think I should have been a little more vigilant on
No,
correcting
that's
some of
okay.
that.
She talked about a lot of things. We would like
Yeah,
to say again everything, but that's
but we can't.
impossible. We don't have time today.
Right. So, I mean, if we were just to focus on her, we would probably get that whole thing. So, trying to trim down to the key points was, oh my gosh, was like a puzzle. Let me tell you, it was like literally a jigsaw puzzle. So, I had to get the framework in and fill in the pieces. Oh my gosh, it was like drinking from a fire hose for me for the last few days. But anyway, getting started and to speaking on stage, she gave some great tips on that too. And you can be on a virtual stage or an in-person stage. So
Yeah,
the same rules would apply. So this is really cool
absolutely,
information.
Mary. Yeah, you say that because everybody think that on video is different. There is a camera, there is no
Right.
audience, and when you are on the stage, there is audience and sometimes no cameras and sometimes yet. But it's exactly the same thing.
Right. Ex- Spot on. So yeah, and just to let you know, let's give a quick view of this. It's truly been, and what her point was, it's truly been rewarding about being on stage, because when I step on stage, it's never about me. It's about what impact, what shift, and what change can I stir up in another woman sitting next to me. Woman or
Yeah,
man, doesn't have to be just a moment, but I mean the next person that's sitting next to me in that audience, to be able to believe that sitting there feeling, they might be feeling broken, and they be able to see me and understand that you could go from a space of being broken to unbreakable. I thought it was really a powerful statement. And then
that one. Yeah,
absolutely it's about dis- discovering right where you are, and what's the love, no, what's the love, what's that
yeah, the
what's that
love
happy
note she
space.
said. I love that
Yeah.
because it's about music and I'm a singer. So she said the
Yeah.
love note.
And
I
the love
love
note isn't
this.
even about singing. It's about what is it that you're saying to yourself, the positive vibe you're giving yourself, the positive
Yeah,
message, I think is what she meant. But it's, you can use, if that's a song that gets you happy, go for it. But long story short, what's that happy space for you? Because it's when you find that you can um, gain something, and you could glean something, I guess, I don't know. The point is you're able to sit there and share something positive to somebody, a positive message, and then you, as you do this for others, then you are creating something, an unstoppable confidence, because the more you sow into others, the more you get built up too in the process, and then you become unstoppable. I think that was what her message is. I don't know, did you
yeah,
get that too? So
yeah. Also, like getting started speaking on stage, it's really like go out there
yeah, just go do
because
it.
now it's so important to talk to others and share your message. What are you doing? If you're not sharing your message, you're losing a lot. Not only
Right.
like for yourself, but also for the people that you can help.
Right.
So go out there and start to speak on stage, start to speak on videos, start to put the message out there. The more you do it, the more you get confident.
Exactly. That's spot on. And it really is about building those connections, which we're going to be talking
Yeah.
about
This
next.
one was a good one as well. Like,
I loved
yeah.
it. I really tried to pick like the top three. She had so much to share, and I couldn't like. It was hard to box it down to the top three. But whenever you go somewhere to, whether you're out of town or traveling locally or whatever, just make sure that you keep an open mind about making connections with other people in whether it's Facebook or social media, or if you're outside in person making connections, right? And when you go and travel to meet up with somebody in person, her belief is connections is key and collaborations can help be built on and off stage, because you could build collaborations on stage too. And then make sure that those connections you stick with them so that you could create something beautiful in a relationship with that, so that you never know who you're going to actually meet and who's going to want to interview you on a podcast
Yeah.
or bring you into another event to speak. You never know where that's going to lead, is what she's saying
Yeah,
there.
I
So
remember Regina talking about this and stressing out about like making real connections. And you don't have to put like a connect on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff, LinkedIn, like with a button.
mhm,
Really go and talk to people. Don't send messages pre-recorded or stuff like that. Be genuine. It's
yep,
like in person. Like introduce yourself as a normal person and trying to
right,
sell. There is no need for that. When they
right,
know you and what you do, if you if you what you do is what they need, they will reach out. But making
exactly,
connections that she was stressing about was really um, make connections. Stop,
right.
talk to people because you never know where that connection will bring you to.
Exactly. Be yourself. That's really what it boils
Yeah,
down to. Be yourself, be genuine, make real connections, not with a focus of selling something, but really to create those relationships. I think it's really what we're trying to point out here. And
yeah,
then how can you be an asset to somebody else?
yeah,
And what can you offer someone else? It's about serving. I think we had another person talk about this topic too, but they talk about serving and having a servant's heart. And then being, sometimes it's just being you. You might need to, they might have somebody next to you that just needs a word, a voice of encouragement. They would, wherever they're at, so it helps them to get from one point to another. So you might need to encourage them and uplift them and tell them it's okay. You're going to be okay. And it's just like sometimes you just need that encourager. So just be there for people and just not worry about the details. We may have to speed up because getting close to the commercial break time. But anyway, check out Regina Robinson. She's an award-winning speaker and best-selling author and a confidence coach from the Washington D.C. area, and she is on her topic is unstoppable confidence on and off stage. Go to YouTube and Spotify and check it out. So the next one, we're going to try to simplify it really quick, and I'll do this one, and then you could do the third one, so third and fourth one. Is that okay? We're good. We're
yeah,
good. So we're going to split it up that way. So the next one, I'm going to try to keep it really brief because I don't want to take away from the next two. But the next one is um, how to get started in podcasting. Oh, Joseph Smiley was our guest on the show. He did it within the first few episodes, and he literally painted a really clear picture. One, plan. And the 5 steps is really planning your podcast are like choosing the topic, the theme, the date, the format, picking a co-host if you want to use one, and then picking a guest speaker if you want to use one. Because you might just want to do it solo. You've got to be able to know what your format is. That's really what it is. Planning is your format. The
yeah,
preparation, oh my gosh, 5 steps in preparing. Create your graphic designs for the show, create your show notes too, as well as write a professional intro, embed it on your podcast. And then where do you store your podcast, on Facebook or website, wherever you've got to make those decisions. Once you have those decisions in place, though, it's really like the framework. And so this is why it's important to talk about it. And then um, You also need to be able to fill in the time where you could talk about the software suggestions and then have this bonus material for the affiliates links to share. So make sure you have all that. That is super cool. And then the sound and the lighting. Oh my gosh, make sure you get that straight. Then the next one is recording and editing. Really, that's pretty simple. Um, Make sure you just kind of polish it up so that everything gets ready and make sure you know how to use the software. And if you don't, hire a coach. I'm actually going to be launching a podcast coaching pretty soon. So that'll be fun. Um, so that's coming. So if y'all need help with podcasting, let me know. Um, Plenty could be your voice coach. I could be your podcast coach.
There you
So
go. We're here for you.
we can combine that. We can combine that effort. And then exactly, we are here to support you. And then launching it is the last step. So just knowing, having of everything in place and just literally just take action and make sure you have your call to action link and being able to promote it everywhere and work with all your hosts and speakers. So just it's really not that hard. I think people tend to make it more bigger than it is. It's not. It's really super simple. Okay, so we got to make the next two really fast, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to make sure that those two were mentioned real quick. So, Pliny, can you kind of breeze through the next two, and then we'll make a quick announcement, and then go to commercial break. So,
Absolutely. So, another quick one, and this was me in another episode.
perfect timing, right? I planned that.
Right. So when I came here as a guest, I talked about the connection between your voice and the success of your business, and this is so important. I can't leave it like that. I need to stress this out all the time because as a confidence coach and speaker and voice coach, I tell you, a lot of people come to me because they cannot communicate in the proper way with the audience. And that's what you need to do, right? So the problem is that probably you don't connect to them and they don't understand your message, or they don't understand what you do, or maybe they don't connect as you as a person because you're trying to fake or be someone else. Does it resonate with you? Like, that
Yep.
happens a lot of the time. We all think we needed to be in a certain way, like everybody say around. You need to be yourself.
Right.
So this is what we work on, trying to find the voice that matches with yourself, and that's
Matches your
not really what
personality.
was stuff. Yeah, because it's your personality. It's also your emotions that resonate with people, and you want also to appear very professional on
Yep.
video and on podcasts and talking to people in person too. We still do that. So key points, connection between your voice and success of your business. So problems of voice and manifest as, for example, you may have a stage fright. So you're freaking out before even talk and you're avoiding it all. Or lacking communication. So you don't say that your message as it should be said, or you have a weird tones like your voice will be doing like this, or maybe using voice that it's natural to you for people is weird, all this. So
Right.
you need really to find your real voice. Key point number 2 is what's happening in your personal life is affecting your business. Absolutely. Whether you want or not, everything in your life is affecting you and, of course, your business, because you are the face of your business. If you are a
Yep.
solopreneur, or you even have a big company with a lot of employees, well, you're still the face of your business. You are the boss. So fear, anxiety to be in front of an audience are affecting your sales, for example, or they made you give it to your audience and your clients or future clients.
Yep.
So what people really buy into when they sign up to work with you is your vibe. They find millions like you that sell your service. Why you? Because it's you. They relate to you. So
And
everything
that's
that
important to
happens,
know. It's like for people
yeah.
to understand is it's not about what you're selling, even though that might be what they need, but they
Mm.
have the key thing is what you made a good point is they have to be able to relate to you and connect with you as a real authentic person. And and you could be selling soap and as long as they connect with you as a real person and they get along with you, they'll buy whatever you need. So I think that's what
Yeah.
people are hung up on is, oh, they're not going, who's going to want my services? Really, it's more like check yourself in the mirror and make sure it's people who want to work with you. I think that's really what it boils down to. Be
Yeah,
real.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so we
And
kind of, what is
key
the
point, yeah,
last
sorry.
key point?
Key point number 3 is that you have to connect. Regina say that, you were saying
Mhm.
that all the time. We're saying that all the time.
Yeah.
You need to connect. And you have to be aware of the fact that the first impression on people is when you introduce yourself to them. There is no such moment again. So the very first moment you meet someone is that you give an impression, and that is it's hard that it's going to change. So you introduce yourself at a dinner event, a speaker from a stage, do a Facebook Live, online marketing. A person is attracted magnetically to your confidence and charisma. You better be good the very first time you meet them.
Yeah.
So you have to work in advance with that and get organized and get your confidence and get prepared.
Right.
Number 4, you have to build your relationships. So you meet them, you get prepared, you are the expert, you do the videos to connect, you talk to people, and then you have to build these relationships. They have to go somewhere, right? If you have a business, probably you want to bring them as a clients,
Yep.
or they might refer someone. You never know where this brings to. But I discovered that some clients were friends of friends, and they came to me, they sent me people.
Right.
Because they talk about me really well. So that's what you want. And also, you have to realize that where are coming all the relationships. So you want to check out when people come to you, who send you, who,
Referrals. Referrals.
where did
Yeah.
you hear about me? Did you hear it online? Someone talk about me with you. Always know where people is coming from, because you want to keep those channels and you want to make new ones. So
Yeah.
always be aware of building the relationships and know where these clients are coming from,
And it's a
or
good point. It's
leads are
all
coming
about
from.
referrals, about who referred you and how did they get
Yeah,
connected with them. And that's
that
always
had
good
never
for
changed. It's
yeah,
a word of
yeah,
mouth. So that's the
yes.
best marketing, right?
It's all organic, right? You
And
don't
it's
have to pay for
free.
it. So anyway, that's a good point. And I think you got one more. I think you already built that point in. And then, do you have one
Absolutely. And we had another do we go on, we have still a few minutes to go through
barely,
this.
because we don't have. You wanted to do a quick case study, and then we're gonna
We
have
go
to
to the
just
next part.
highlight. Yeah, and then we're gonna have to highlight like the first word of each one because we're not gonna have time to get into the next one. So yeah, if you could
Absolutely.
do a quick case study and then of how you have
Yeah.
succeeded, because I think that's always good to paint that picture, don't you think? So let's go with that.
Yes. So we're talking about Cindy that came to me. She was working for a big tech company, and she had to do a lot of presentations, both in person with master managers in front of her and online. So she was really, I tell you, freaking out, because not only she didn't have the confidence to speak in front of people, uh, not even online on a screen, and also she had her manager complaining because she was almost whispering when talking, almost mumbling. She was
Yep.
talking like this, and she was not talking. So that was really a pain for her, because she was an expert. She When she was about like on writing stuff, she was the best. She knew everything about the job, but her confidence was lacking, her tech was lacking. So we went through her voice first. So we work on the voice, the tone of the voice, how to speak, how to find different voices in the range, because we have a range. It's like singing. We can hit high notes, low notes. It's all part of your voice. And we can talk like this, or we can talk like this, or we can talk like this. So that you have, know or not, your voice is speaking a lot of shades, sometimes at the bad moment. So you might find people that say to you that you are angry, or you are not strong. It's because they're picking from your voice, not because they're really picking what's going on. So you better work on the voice. That's what we did with Cindy. And we work also on presentations, really what to say, how to say it, how to organize, how to talk, and tech stuff like the frame, what you've seen here, the light, and audio, microphones, and things like that. But because when these things are not working, it doesn't matter if you're prepared.
Right.
The channels between you and the people listening to you is broken. So you better get words, voice, body language. I'm not talking like this, right? I'm watching on camera because I'm talking to you. Things like that. We work on that. And she got so prepared that after the first presentation in only 2 months of work together, she got the presentation in front of the managers. Guess what?
She got
She got the promotion.
Yay,
and she got
good,
a project for
good
herself
example.
with a team. So only 2
Excellent.
months to change completely the way you talk to people and to get presentation, professional presentation, because we know that how pressure there is in those industries. So
Wow.
can you imagine like what can happen on your small business if you do things like that? If you work
Yeah.
on your voice, you work on the tech, and I tell you something, it's not complicated at all.
Right.
You just need guidance. It's simple stuff, but you know, you need someone to tell you what to do because you don't want to learn by yourself because you spend
We
too much
really
time.
do need to go on to the next one, but that is a very good point and a good example. So I'm going to actually kind of breeze through the next one and get the question in, and we got like 4 minutes to get it done. So really quickly, then, and you can make sure you go and check out the YouTube channel and oh my gosh, and the speakers Spotify to get Pliny's more information. She's got so much value, and her show was the connection between your voice and the success of your business. So go check that out. So the next one is that was really good information, and I wanted to let you shine on that one. But the next one is overcoming self-doubt and building confidence. This is the next step, number 4. And really, you just assess, like we're emphasizing that so much today. You got to really listen attentively and not judge people. Make sure you listen and observe. And then next one, of course, is observe, and then surrender, which is not like surrendering to, like waving the red flag necessarily, but understanding that, humility can save you from getting yourself into trouble, that kind of surrender. So being humble really is where that meeting is. And then knowing when to get help, because you can't have to do it all by yourself. And that's what we've been saying all this show.
That's
so
so
far.
huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So let's go into the next question. Plinny, you want to ask the question real quick, and then I will wrap up for the first section, and then we'll go to commercial break. Okay? Real quick. We got to make it speedy.
Here's the question. So you have to send us the answer between some answers. So what are the 5 stages of getting a podcast started? So it's the second point we did, one of our guests. So the hints are step 2. So go there, right? So the answers are A, planning, B, preparation, C, sound, D, recording and editing, E, launch, F, all the above.
Pretty simple. So let us
Waiting
know
for your
in
answers.
YouTube, or go to our Facebook page and let us know at one of those places. And whoever wins it will get to choose one of the 4 prizes. So good luck to everybody.
And answer even if you are on the replay.
Yeah. And so we got to go on the commercial break because we're really we need almost 2 of these episodes for this. But anyway, thank you, Plinny, for helping me share so much valuable tips to our audience and helping them grow themselves and their business on the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show. We are going to stick around and for the second half of the show. And if you have any questions, please type it in the chat. It will be broadcasted live. We'll answer live or in the chat. So make sure that you stick around for this next segment of our show. And you're listening to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show with your host, Marie Mason, and co-host Plinny Phoenix. We'll be right back, and we're going to commercial break now.
We're taking a short break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Marketing Mindset Mastery, the show that brings you the top speakers in the marketing and video industry, with your host, Marie Mason. The show is brought to you by Liberty Virtual Solutions. We work with business coaches and speakers to help them market and host their webinars and upsell their coaching programs and develop heart-centered relationships with their audience. Welcome back to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Show with your host, Marie Mason, a premier podcast that helps you master your marketing skills.
Oh my gosh, I always get into
Welcome
that.
back.
Welcome back, everybody. And oh my gosh, buckle up for the next segment. We have so much more to share, and we are going to have some announcements, so make sure you stick around. So we are Plinny Phoenix and Marie Mason, your hosts for the show. And oh my gosh, I'm a business coach and an agency owner, as well as and I'm also from Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm also getting ready to launch my first book soon. I'm just still working out some arrangements with that, and we help Heart Center coaches launch their webinars. That's our biggest focus for Liberty Virtual Solutions. Plinny is an expert voice reader and confidence coach based in Dublin, Ireland, which I have some
Yay.
Ireland, and my roots are there, by the way. And then she helps passionate based entrepreneurs work to make dramatic improvements to their voices. And she gave us a great example on the first segment. So make sure you listen to that on the replay. Oh my gosh, creating a simple video roadmap based on past speakers. Oh my gosh, the wrap up shows for season 8 is amazing. So Plinny, I'm gonna dive into this one since I did this one. So
that was you.
yeah, I know, it was like amazing. Me
So you were
and
talking
also,
about growing your business with videos. Yeah, because a lot of people is asking, yeah, okay, everybody is saying we need to do videos. Why should I do that?
right.
Mary, take it
So
away. Tell
go
us
for
why we should do
thank you.
videos.
I need to pay you for introducing me everywhere I go. That would be kind of cool. But anyway, so long story short, there's 4 main reasons or that you need to be doing videos or webinars, because it's not just about webinars. You can do podcasts, workshops. I mean, whatever it is that's related to video, but this all will see applied to the same as long as you're doing a video. And it's a great tactic. You know, we're all
Oh,
talking.
and I want to add another thing, Mary, before you go through all the list. But because videos, we are talking about recorded or live. So
Exactly.
depending where you feel more strong, when you feel stronger, you can pick recorded or live video. So you don't have to do one or the other or both. You can really choose. The important thing is that you show yourself.
Right. Exactly. Good point. And that would be a great prelude to this next one, which is really how do you really need to have a great tactic, you know. Um Remember when we talked about marketing and we talked about strategy and tactics, or strategy is the plan and tactic is how you get there. So videos is a way of implementing your plan. So, and this is going to be a good way of focusing on that. So how do you do video to reach your larger audience and a more targeted audience? Is the first one, and that is you need to educate your audience to share the knowledge about your services. You have to let people know that the open sign's out, because otherwise they won't know about you, right? And it's the best place to position yourself as a leader in your industry too. So that's just something that you really need to understand, that you need to tell people that the welcome sign's out and let them know that your door's open. The next one is B. Um, how do videos drive traffic to your website or landing pages? Well, you increase the traffic to your websites, and by literally, I forgot to put this in there, but excuse my voice today, but it's all about, you want to be able to share links to, like, share your website link, you know, when you're posting stuff on social media, for example, or in an email. You want to sit there and say, oh yeah, and by the way, you can grab this offer here, and you share them the link, right? And that's sort of how you do it. And then all the click-through rates will increase as you drive traffic to that link, and usually it's something connected to your website or a landing page, whatever it is that you decide to use. So that's important. So make sure when you're sharing it everywhere and posting it everywhere, making yourself visible. And then it could be even as simple as going to your podcast or going to your webinar link, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to get them
An
to.
action.
It is an action step. And exactly, like a call to action is what they call it. And then how do videos include both visuals and words and that will retain your client's attention? I really worked hard on this one to trim it up. But basically, you need to keep the written words short and easy to read, like bullet points, and related to the topic that you're in. Also, choose graphics and designs that are also relevant to your topic and appealing to your audience. And then um, the next one is how to do videos basically to keep clients more engaged and increase the conversion rates to your offers. Create graphic designs and also the simple message that's relatable, and then encourage engagement in the chat w- with your audience by asking them open-ended questions, not like yes and no questions. You want to be able to really have them require a conversation to get them to think.
Yeah, because this connects to the relationship part that we already talked about. And this was something that I think every guest came to the podcast to talk about the
Yeah,
relationships, really
it is.
talking to people, literally.
Whoever thought about that? And we were dealing with so much in the last couple of years with all the situations I cannot name off the top of my head, but we had some uncertain times in the last couple of years, and it changed how we connected with people, and because of all the, we had to be respectful and so forth, and that's great. But at the end of the day, long story short, let's simplify it and just say you still need to build relationships because relationships are key. And so there are ways of doing that now that are you can do that through video and do that through like podcasts or do that for any kind of form of video. So and people do, let's face it, TV is like big these days in video in movies because it's video, right? Videos are the quickest way to get the message across. So that's a kit tip there that's not on there. So anyway, and then you can go check out the podcast that I'm on. It's called Growing Your Business with Videos. So number 6, do you want to kind of do a quick snapshot on this one? Actually, that one also actually was from the same video. Cheryl Bernstein actually was my co-host at the
Yeah.
time. So I'm going to dive into this one real quick and keep it short and sweet. But she has 3 different kinds of lights. The lights coming at you, from you, and the light that holds from within you, and the why and the reason is your drive to go move forward is what the light within. And I won't go into it. She does a great job explaining it on that. And then how she also talks about how to get over nervousness. Because one of the things in this roadmap is we talk a lot about a couple of pain points. And this one is about nervousness. So you need to be able to practice, be a good
Sure.
leader, and also know your hows and whys that make you more settled and secure. So that's great tips from Cheryl. Go
Yeah.
check that out on the video. The last tip she shared was, what are the 3 tips that will help you become better on the video right now? And it
Guess
was all
what?
what connections. How
There.
did we know that was not coming? Everybody talks about connections. So
Hope
there's
this will stick with people because everybody is saying the same thing from a different
connection.
angle, but
Yep,
you really
connection.
need to take care of your connections.
It really is, and that's a good point. Everyone has a different angle, but it's still the same
And
point.
she talked about 3 connections, isn't she? Like,
She talked about the one with the viewer and connecting to the reason why you work on things, and then connecting your offer to where your viewer or your client can eventually end up with you. So you need to be able to stay connected with you, and that is sharing your call to action. Like, oh my gosh, is that like not drilled into our head in this particular episode? So go
yeah,
check
because
that.
she was talking about that, like, yeah, you make the connection, then of course you need to make the call to action because it's not only giving value, it's telling people what they need to do for
Right.
their best.
And it's also
Right.
getting them to knowing how to work with you and stay connected too. So it's not just about selling them points all the time. It's also about, okay, where do I connect with you so we can continue on?
Yeah.
And you want to be able to know, bridge that gap from them from this, because you have to be able to keep that relationship going, moving forward. Okay, so do you want to sum up step number 7? And we're down to the last step.
Absolutely.
Then we have some announcements to make after the quiz. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so go for it. Let's keep these next 2 really short and sweet.
So we
go for
had
it.
another great guest. It was Alex Bragnanza. I say it like with the Italian accent, Bragnanza.
And
But
I
it
think
was a
he is
Bragnanza.
Italian too. Yeah, I think he is Italian.
Alex Bragnanza is the founder and CEO of Expertise, a TV from the UK, and his topic was hosting online events and building community. So this one is very, very nice because you might want to host your podcast, broadcast on your whether you're doing a podcast, you're talking on video, you're talking in person, you are hosting an event.
Right.
There might be one person, two people, or more than that, even 1,000. You're still a performer running an event.
Right.
So this is really interesting. So whether you're big with your business or a sole entrepreneur, this applies to you anyway, because he said that designing, so the steps to hosting online events and building the community, designing the purpose of your community and targeting client prospect. This is so important. Is it marketing? It's how to really bring your business forward. Key points he talk about. So I invite you to go and check Alex Bragnanza online. And of course, in our episode on our Marketing Mindset Mastering Radio show, he talked about attracting qualified coaching prospects. So you need to know, we talk about this all the time, but
Yep.
knowing who's your target, who's your ideal clients, who are you talking to. So attracting qualified people, not people that is not really connected to what you're serving or what you're selling.
Right.
Number 2 was engaging and nurturing online relationships with them. We already talked about this. All our guests talk about that. So
Right.
engage, go and talk to these guys and nurture the online relationships. So it's not only about, like I said before, introducing yourself the very first time, is keeping the relationship alive. Go there and check them out. Like, go there and say, hey, how are you doing today? It's even that every now and then. Really simple things. We're not talking about complicated things. So nurture the relationship. Give people a reason to stay connected to you. Number 3, you talk about moving those prospects into your sale process. So they never heard about you. They meet you for the first time. They have to understand what you do. Maybe they're almost interested in what you're talking about. You have to move them eventually to be your clients if you have a business, right? If they are your ideal target. So you needed to have a system in place to do this. So for every business is different. So you have to check out on your business plan and come up with a plan, as Mary says all the time.
Yeah.
And number 4, it talk about developing ethical sales processes, ethical, that ensure good fit and value creation for all involved. It means that it's for both sides. You want to have a client you like working with, not
Yep.
someone who say, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to this person today, right? We love our job. We want to help people that we like. Same on the other side. They want to have value from you and help. And they will talk really well about you if they have that from your work. So
Right.
an ethical sales process, look after all these things, right? So check out Alex Bragnanza, founder of Expertise TV, expertise.tv. So you can go and check him out. It's really great. I watch his webinars all the time.
They're
And you
really
can
good.
use, by the way, his platform too for your webinars. So check him out. Hosting online events and building community is the expert at that.
I'm going to have to speed it up because we are down to the last 2 minutes and we might be a little bit over today. So, real quick, I'm going to summarize the next one, which is our next guest was, drumroll please, Chris
Chris
Anderson, who talked
Anderson.
about Chris growing your podcast from zero to hero. And oh my gosh, he gave so much valuable tips about how about being your own superhero, how about how to bring that out in people. And oh my gosh, I can't even get into all that stuff, but helping people understand your secret sauce, from helping people to deal with the ups and downs of entrepreneurship and handling the negative emotions. Because, oh my gosh, you have your ups and downs and you have your bad days. And he says, give yourself like a 2 minutes to get over your bad days and 2 minutes to celebrate, and then move on to the next one. Because the key thing is moving forward, because y'all want to be able to make improvements, right? And go forward. And don't forget to prioritize your goals and your focus. Can't even get into too much detail because we're down to the end of the show and we're down to the
But they
wire.
can check the episode with Chris
Yeah,
Anderson. So go there and check it out. Or
he's
check
got some
him
great.
out, the
He
professional
got
training
great.
and coaching.
Yeah, he's got some great value. The next one question is, what are the 5 reasons of using video webinars as a tactic to help your business grow? Oh my gosh, that was
Hint,
number
step
his number.
number 4.
Yeah, exactly. So one, you need to educate your audience and share your knowledge with on your service. B, you will increase your traffic on your website and it will increase your clicks rates. And then keep written words short and sweet and appealing to your audience. And D, graphic designs that relate to the topic, and also open-ended questions that require a conversation with your audience. Go figure. We need to do that. Lastly, E, I think it was supposed to be there are 3 connections and to the viewers, and that also will resonate with your audience. And don't forget to stay connected with them and share your call to action links. So might have to do a number 1, which is F, which is all the above. So F is all the above. So really quick announcements. Then we got to close out the show, believe it or not, because we have drunk through a fire hose today. So I have created, and I just actually started the Facebook page today, the Marketing Mindset Masters. I wonder where I got that name from. And then from the Marketing Mindset Mastery show, game show, of course. And then it is a networking group that focuses on marketing so we can help the service-based solo entrepreneurs to craft compelling offers for their marketing campaigns and create a business, generating connections in a supportive community. So check out our Facebook group. It's called Marketing Mindset Masters. Oh my gosh, just open up. It is a community that's a free community. It's also open to everybody, so y'all could go check it out and join us, and we're going to be launching it pretty soon, so please go and check that out pretty soon. And we got some new news too about our podcast, and oh my gosh, season 8's done, gearing up for season 9. Got some amazing speakers lined up for you, and you might have to start checking out some different channels because we're going to be doing some things a little bit differently in season 9, but I won't get into too much detail this week. We'll make that announcement next week. So last thing is check me out at libertyvirtualsolutions.com. Check out Plinny. You want to say your
Yeah, my website is bettervoicenow.com. And you can get in contact, sending an email, info@bettervoicenow.com, and I'll be sending some freebies to whoever check this out.
Perfect. And don't forget to check out our attractive marketing roadmap replays and on Liberty Virtual Solutions and on YouTube, etc., and several other places. Oh my gosh, Plinny, thank you for being such a fabulous co-host since May of 2021. Can you believe it's like been several
Thank
months?
you.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you
it's been
for having
amazing.
me.
And Jason's been a new. We had Rebel as a radio tech, and she's been fantastic. And then
Say
Jason
bye to
came.
Hey,
Bye.
Rebel.
We miss you, but Jason's been taking over since September, and he's been also fantastic. So thank you.
Thank
Dean
you,
Piper is the
Jason.
owner of this W4C Whiteout family. We want to just give you all a shout out. And I hate to go over, but we're going to wrap it up. And we're still doing those backpack gift card giveaways. So if you buy a backpack for $45, we send a lucky teacher to one of the U.S., anywhere in the U.S., and they'll get a $5 gift card to put towards classroom supplies. So Plinny, please go ahead and close us out. And we're a little bit late today, so go for it.
Oh my gosh, so thank you so much for having me, Mary. And thank you everyone for watching the broadcast, hearing out and listening to the podcast. So join us again in season 9. We keep you posted, so libertyvirtualsolutions.com will keep you there posted about our season number 1. So thank you so much. So make sure you share, subscribe our YouTube channel, Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show, And thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, W4CY Radio. And thank you, Jason. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Plinny. You
We'll
guys
see
have a
you
great
next
one. We gotta
season.
run. Bye.
Bye.
Go to our radio page and check out the gifts from our speakers. We'll see you next time on Marketing Mindset Mastery with your host, Marie Mason.